In 1845, two ships vanished into the Arctic ice. And for years, not a single soul knew why. No messages, no survivors, only silence. What unfolded in that frozen wilderness? And what secrets still lie buried beneath the ice? This is the haunting mystery of the Franklin expedition. In the summer of 1845, two ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror, slipped quietly from the docks of Greenhithe, England. On board were 129 men led by Sir John Franklin, a seasoned naval officer and Arctic explorer. Their mission was ambitious: to find and navigate the last unnavigated section of the fabled Northwest Passage, a sea route through the Arctic connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It was a journey meant to cement British naval supremacy and unlock new trade routes. But the expedition would vanish without a trace, triggering one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. Sir John Franklin was no stranger to the Arctic. By 1845, he had already led 3 expeditions to the frozen north. Though he was 59, older than many Arctic explorers of the time, he was chosen to command the most technologically advanced expedition Britain had ever launched. The Erebus and Terror were retrofitted with reinforced hulls and steam engines. They carried 3 years' worth of food, including tinned meat, a new innovation, along with a library, musical instruments, and enough coal to power the engines through thick ice. The ships departed with high hopes. Their route was to take them through Baffin Bay, across Lancaster Sound, and eventually into uncharted Arctic waters. If successful, they would do what no one had done before and bring glory to the British Empire. The last confirmed sighting of the Franklin expedition came in July 1845, when 2 whaling ships encountered them moored in Baffin Bay, waiting for ice to clear. After that, the Erebus and Terror vanished into the Arctic wilderness. When no word arrived by 1847, concern turned to alarm. Dozens of search expeditions were launched over the following years, by sea and overland, from both the east and west. Some were funded by the British Admiralty. Others were financed by Lady Jane Franklin, John Franklin's devoted wife, who refused to give up hope. Searches found almost nothing: no shipwrecks, no survivors. It was as if the ice had swallowed them whole. But gradually, fragments began to surface. In 1850, searchers found the first traces: 3 graves on Beechey Island, marking the final resting place of 3 crewmen who had died in the expedition's first winter. Nearby were food tins, clothing, and signs of a well-ordered camp. The men had survived at least 1 Arctic winter. But what happened next? The most vital clue came in 1859, a single sheet of paper discovered under a rock cairn on King William Island. It revealed that Franklin had died in June 1847, and that by April 1848, the surviving crew had abandoned their ice-locked ships. They were heading south on foot, hoping to reach safety. By then, 24 men had already died. The remaining 105 were starving, freezing, and desperate. They never made it. Inuit oral histories began to fill in the terrifying gaps. Eyewitnesses spoke of starving white men dragging sleds across the ice, of abandoned camps filled with bones and tattered clothing. Some described makeshift boats loaded with dead bodies. Others hinted at something darker: tales of cannibalism, of men driven mad by hunger. These reports were initially dismissed by the British public. The idea that Royal Navy men could resort to such horror was unthinkable. But in the 1980s, forensic investigations exhumed the frozen bodies from Beechey Island. The remains revealed high levels of lead, likely from poorly sealed canned food, and signs of malnutrition. Worse still, cut marks on scattered bones found later confirmed what the Inuit had said all along. The men had indeed resorted to cannibalism in their final days. The Franklin expedition was meant to be a triumph of empire, science, and exploration. Instead, it became a chilling reminder of nature's indifference and of the limits of human endurance. Despite the technology, the planning, and the prestige, the Arctic showed no mercy. Men starved, succumbed to disease, and slowly died on the ice, hundreds of miles from help. Yet even in death, they became legends. Their story, once lost in the cold, now endures, pieced together from graves, artifacts, oral history, and sunken ships. The Franklin expedition may have disappeared, but its shadow still haunts the Arctic to this day. For more than 150 years, the wrecks of the Erebus and Terror remained hidden beneath the Arctic ice. Countless expeditions failed to find them until 2014, when the Canadian government finally located the Erebus in the Queen Maud Gulf, resting eerily intact in shallow water. 2 years later, the Terror was found in Terror Bay, astonishingly preserved, her decks and interior almost untouched by time. Underwater footage showed plates still stacked neatly, windows unbroken, even drawers left open as if the crew might return at any moment. These ghost ships, frozen in time, offered haunting confirmation of a journey gone tragically wrong.